Okay, so g'day, and today I'm at the Yea Fossil site. So this is a fossil site of significant importance, about 415 million years old, and it's very important because of the plant. But most of the fossil site is actually across the road. So this is the actual formation, and this is the Melbourne Formation of Silurian. So have a look at this. This looks like till. Probably leftover material from the road cutting. So this has just been all excavated, and this is how they know that this does contain fossils of significant importance. So here we go. Okay, National Heritage Place, Flora Fossil Site, yay. Removal of material is prohibited, blah blah blah. Have a look at this. It's just all eroding, so obviously they don't really give a shit. Like governments, but if you pick up the actual rock, you see pretty much nothing. So this is a marine sandstone, mudstone, medium to fine bedded. It has these species here. Okay, Scalopella, Hyadella. So that most of these are actual plants. So these are the actual plants. But the most important species is this one, Barraguanafia. I'm not too sure how that's pronounced. Like a club moss. So the actual age is 415 million years old. And they say this is in the Silurian. 415 has actually been moved into the Devonian. So here you go. Okay, 415, so Lockovian in the early Devonian. Or if it's 420, then it'll be the Priodoli in the Silurian. So obviously the ages, the dates have been moved into a different epoch. And keep moving around. So yeah, you can see. So this is just all till, all leftover material. You can just tell by the way it's been dumped here. So the actual formation, if you wanted to get fossils, would be on this side. But it's a bit dangerous. You can see it's quite eroded. So if you look on this side, I suppose if you look hard enough, you could actually find material. But as you can see, and here's more of the actual formation. It's just quite interesting. And here is another excavated part. So this is very interesting. So the reason why it's protected is because it's a pretty well-known site. Fossil collectors probably just come here and just mine this place out. I've seen that with a few other places as well. So the Melbourne Formation. So this would have probably been obviously it's marine, so continental shelf or a continental slope. I haven't found any information, but most of these materials, so you got the Dargol Formation, which is like a continental shelf with turbid tides. But because this has plant matter, this probably would have been close to a mouth of a river. Okay, you can see probably definitely a mudstone. Looks more like silt. And if it's a mudstone, it's made out of clay. I wouldn't be surprised if people were actually been fossil excavating here. Obviously, they wouldn't sell any because it's illegal. Yeah, but have a look at the different textures, and looks like we have that's 90 degrees. So this is probably 80-degree dip. So it dips in that direction in the strike. So we've got north that way, south that way. So this is almost north-south. Probably northwest to southeast. So this is why I didn't actually bring any information. That's northeast. Yeah, northwest. Yep. To southeast. Yeah, so that's pretty correct. If I'm ever wrong, just please correct me. And I haven't actually found much information on the geological formation of this place. Unlike the United States, which has pretty comprehensive information about the geology, here you need to hunt for it. So we do have the it's very interesting rock there. So we do have, you know, like the geological maps, and sometimes they have explanations of that. Okay, so this is the tillite, and this is the excavated area. Yeah, so we do have geological maps and some explanations. A lot of that is quite old, so probably 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. As you can see, it's quite eroded. Weathered, should I say. And definitely starting to get quite eroded. You can see the soil material. That's about it. Maybe they can actually protect this a lot better. As you can see, that's quite massive. So some of the formations are massive. Some of them are thin bedded. And this is pretty recent, this part. That's quite nice. I just like the actual. Yeah, so this probably would have been from plants being washed out to the river into the actual continental shelf. That's my interpretation from the information that I do have. And this would have been a time period where plants were just starting to evolve. So as you can see, it's quite weathered there, and the erosion is starting to take place. So it's turning back into its clay formation. Okay. And here we have a Wombat Burrow. So wombats decided to come and live here. Wombats don't care about fossils though. Okay, so that's why it is quite large. Because this is a lot of soft material. It's a very good place for wombats to live. So we've got a lot more material. And so this is all the leftover excavated material that they've just dumped here. Okay. Maybe the actual fossil material has already been excavated. That I'm not too sure of. This is just the leftover material. Now have a look, it's just a whole lot of it. Cast stop. So this would have been uplifted probably about 380 million years ago in the Tabaranian orogeny cycle, as far as I know. That's what I've read about it. And it would have been placed in a base of a mountain. So, yeah, there's no fossils at all. Yeah, so that's how it would have been uplifted. Would have been faulted as well. Here's another entrance of the Wombat Burrow. Okay, so if you really wanted to actually find fossils here, then you're probably going to be sorely disappointed. I don't think locals really care about it. Oh look, we've got quartz, so it should be a quartz vein. I mean, it has some mineralization. It looks like pretty much just silicon dioxide. And as you can see, we have large blocks that have actually fallen down. This is smaller materials, so this is just soil. Look how thick the soil horizon is. It's actually quite thick. So the bedrock's somewhere down there. And in this one, we also have quartz as well. Okay. So in conclusion, this is probably nearshore environment. A delta it could be, with low energies because it's mudstone. And it's close to where vegetation was growing. That vegetation has been incorporated into the formation. Probably not this part. It was probably actually right here where it's been excavated. That's where they got the fossils from. So maybe this area could also be a turbidite as well, you know? Like you got a continental shelf, got the continental slope, you've got the abyssal plain, but then you've got material that's actually fallen down into the continental slope. That could have actually contained the actual plant material, and that's probably why you're not seeing any there, because it would have been contained in just one locality. And so it also could be caused, these are different ages, and the fossil material probably might have occurred only in a certain sequence, which indicated that it was only of a certain age. So you go lower or higher in that formation, you won't find any fossil material. Anyway, you can see this is the actual edge where it has been weathered, so it's been changed. Looks like a lot of iron's been iron oxide, so yes. Anyway, this is where I'll leave the video. It's gone on a bit long, and if you ever wanted to come here, it's very interesting if you're interested in geology. But apart from that, don't come here for fossil hunting because it's illegal. Thank you and goodbye.